Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube draft of the new season. I'm always excited when Vintage Cube is out, but especially right now because I've just launched a group coaching program that is going really well. We've had a lot of people sign up, and they seem to be really into it. Spots are limited, but if that sounds like something you'd be interested, you can click the link in the description and check out the sales page, learn a little bit more about it. If we win this one, we will be in the trophy lead. Currently in second place, so yeah, we'll see if we can do that. We get a pretty good pack to start, no power. We could go for I've played a decent amount of modern Renin 6 Omnath decks, but I don't think that's where we want to start here. Both of these blue cards are really good, and I think it is Counterspell. I love cantrips, and Preordain is easier to cast in most decks, but Counterspell is just great interaction, and often is sort of a form of card advantage, too. In this format, there's a lot of setup that goes into spells. You know, maybe they play, Dark Ritual into something, or, they sort of build their deck around playing a bunch of Ramp and Worn Power Stones for their one big payoff, and if you can deal their one big payoff, then it essentially deals with more than just the one card. Ooh, well, there's High Tide. It's good, but I don't think that's really a card we want to be second picking here. We could take Fallen Shinobi. There's also Mind Twist, which is good, but it's not amazing unless you have Artifact mana. It's great with Black Lotus or Dark Ritual or something like that, but if you're just playing this for, 2 on turn 3, that's pretty bad. I mean, in really grindy matchups, you can play it for 5 on turn 8, and it's good. Both players have a lot of cards in hand, but that's a pretty specific scenario. I think Fallen Shinobi is the better pickup here. Taking this early means we can prioritize getting creatures that work well with it, like Suspicious Stowaway. That's a really nice pickup. Scrubland is good. Breeding Pool is good. Hullbreaker Horror is cool, but I don't think the pick here. But yeah, let's just take the Suspicious Stowaway. It's a good card on its own. It plays really well with counter magic because you can just pass and then counter their spell, and then this will flip and become a evasive. It's actually, you're hitting for 2 a turn and drawing a card every turn. That's really good. And then, of course, it's amazing with Fallen Shinobi. It can enable ninjutsu well, so pretty happy to take that. Okay, that's a somewhat late Animate Dead. It is also good with Suspicious Stowaway. This is a card that you, Exhume or something like that, you really need to be committed to the Reanimator plan, but you can just play this in a control deck and, counter their Primeval Titan and then bring it back. And then it's also, if we could end up, we have outs to go into Blue-Black Reanimator. Alternatively, we could take Duretti. I think that's the other main option. This card is very good. Obviously, stretches the mana a bit. It's hard to play Counterspell and Duretti in the same deck. I think I like taking the Animate Dead. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Not a great pack for us here, but Sower of Temptation is good. Even Death Dracolich is good with Shinobi, but just not that good of a card overall. Glorybringer's good. Uro can be good. It's good with Suspicious Stowaway. But I think I like taking the Sower here. Yeah, let's go with that. In general, I think a big difference between blue-black control and blue-white control or blue-red control is blue-black control is sort of incentivized to have a lot of creatures. You want to be able to enable Fallen Shinobi and Scarab God. Those are 2 of the main reasons to play blue-black in the first place. So I like something like Sower of Temptation a lot better in this deck than I would in blue-white. There's a Gideon. I mean, white is open. There's also a Brain Freeze, so if we'd taken the High Tide, we could go that route. But I think I'm mostly looking at the Pack Rat and the Night's Whisper, and I think I like Night's Whisper a little bit more. Pack Rat is good, but we have no card draw at the moment. Yeah, let's take the Night's Whisper. Ooh, Hymn to Torok. Okay. Memory Deluge is very good too, so it is between these two. But I think I like taking the Torok here. It's really, really good interaction. Our mana is dicey. Playing Counterspell and Hymn to Torok in the same deck is not the easiest thing in the world, but black looks pretty open, so I think we're going to end up fairly heavy black. Splashing blue for a few cards, most likely. Might not be able to play Counterspell, unfortunately. But now we get Chupacabra. Really great pickup. Perfect for this sort of deck. I mean, I was saying how I want creatures. This is exactly the sort of thing you want. Could take Omnath, but I think it's Ophiomancer here, which is another good pickup. So this deck is looking like we have 9 cards in our color combination that are all powerful. We have a pretty open lane, but we have no fixing. We have no 1-mana plays, and we don't have real power cards. We don't have Jace the Mind Sculptor, Ashiok, stuff like that. The only 2 cards we have that are, I guess there's 3 cards in that tier. Hymn to Torok, Counterspell, and Fallen Shinobi are all 3 absolute premium cards. The rest of them are just sort of decent. Okay? Toxic Deluge. Black is definitely open. You can play black-based control, splashing blue for some card draw. This is pretty expensive. I think Scrubland's going to be better for us. Lingering Souls could come around, and then we could also want to splash it to Fairy or something like that. There's also Vindicate that we saw earlier that we could wheel. Normally, Vindicate and Lingering Souls don't go that late, but seeing that late of a Scrubland could be a sign. Okay, Woe Rider is actually potentially good here. If we have no cards with Delve or anything, like I'd probably play Treasure Cruise over this card. But if we have no other cards that use our graveyard, then this is not bad. Also good with Fallen Shinobi. You can swing with both and then probably get in with one. Draco Lich, actually not bad. Among other things, it's very good with Woe Rider. You can just like sack the goat, scry one, then replay the Draco Lich. So I think black is the most open color. Just like black control is not great, but if we get a little bit of blue card draw, we could get there. Ooh, interesting pack. Recurring Nightmare has a high upside, but we don't really have good ways to build around it yet. Like, it's good with Chupacabra, it's good with Ophiomancer, but we don't have, like, Grave Titancy type things. Gonti is really good with Recurring Nightmare, too. We could take Recurring Nightmare and wheel Gonti. Or we could just take Consecrated Sphinx, and I think that's the better pickup here. Yeah, let's take that. This card just wins games, and we don't have much in the way of card draw. We have Night's Whisper, and then, like, Suspicious Stowaway to filter, but I would like a few more cards that actually just, like, draw a ton of cards, put you up on cards. Consecrated Sphinx is a card that is also better in blue-black than in most other builds, partially for the creature thing, but also because black has a lot more one-for-one removal. White has some of this as well, like Banishing Light type cards, but if you're playing like, you know, turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Doomblade, that makes Consecrated Sphinx way better. Ooh, a lot of good options here. Hero's Downfall, Narset, potentially Jite, but we definitely are taking the Pluto Delta. That is, like, we have no fixing, we need fixing, and we have tons of playables. There's a chance Hero's Downfall comes around, and if that happens, I'll be happy. Downfall is quite a bit worse than Murderous Rider in general, and especially in this deck, but still, I'm still happy to play Hero's Downfall for sure. Okay, here we have Spellseeker, which can find Counterspell, Hymn to Torok, and Night's Whisper. That's pretty flexible. But there's also Miscalculation. I think both of the blue cards are better than both of the black cards, although one of them will come around, and we'll be happy about that. Miscalc is probably the pick here. Yeah, having Counter Magic is just so good against so many decks. Inquisition of Kozilek, great pickup. Overrun Tomb could be good. We can fetch it with Polluted Delta. Frantic Search is fine. Rift from Cloud's Gate is fine. But yeah, let's take the Inquisition. Our first 1-mana play. This pack is pretty bad. Liliana is okay. And then we could just take a repeal. I don't think Witchclaw Talisman is really a consideration. Porcelain Legionnaire is also not amazing for us. And then Bazaar is like, we're not going that deep with Reanimator stuff. Liliana or repeal? We have a decent number of value creatures to bring back with Lily. She's more likely to come around. How good is repeal? Not that good. I think I will take Liliana here. We also have a few zombies already, which is good with her. Really close pick, but I think it's worth going for Lily here. I just don't think repeal is that amazing. In like where repeal really shines is where they steal your thing and you can bounce it back, and against tokens. Like those are the two situations. Repealing a Signet on turn 3 is like pretty medium. It's like if you have the repeal, it's and no other thing to do. Like it's a fine play, but it's not something you're really excited about. So we'll see. If we play against a bunch of people that are like playing bribery to steal our thing, maybe we'll want the repeal. Ooh, Factor Fiction is perfect. Inspired Idea is also interesting, but I think Factor Fiction is better, especially with Woe Strider and Even Death Draco Lich. We have incentives to fill our graveyard. Bone Shredder would be good too. Hopefully we get that on the wheel, but definitely taking the FOF here. Okay, now we can take a Bone Shards. Trinket Mage doesn't do anything. I don't think we want to splash for this. Yeah, Bone Shards is pretty good. It's just like 1 mana to destroy a Planeswalker. We're not like using the discard or sacrifice for value really, but it's not like bad for us to be sacrificing something. Like we can discard Draco Lich and just cast it from the graveyard. Late Tinker, but we can't really do that. This card is cool. Actually, it's pretty good with some of our things, like Woe Strider and Ophiomancer. But it's obviously very expensive. We have Animate Dead, but that's it. I guess if we got Recurring Nightmare back, it could be good. The other option would just be Hangerback Walker. I think Hangerback is not that important, so we'll take this just in case, like Recurring Nightmare wheels and stuff like that. Okay, we don't have the mana to support Mutavault, so we'll take the Sword, which is a good sideboard option. Okay, we're not getting many good wheels here, just red and white are what's open. Literally 2 red cards, 2 white cards, and 1 red-white dual land. Actually, we have a scrub land. We'll take Banishing Light. Okay, just 2 mana, destroy target creature, or Kitesail Freebooter. This is never going to be overloaded. We're a little light on removal, actually, but I still think Freebooter is better. This card is actually pretty strong. Also very, very good with Shinobi. You can clear out their answer and then hit them. So I think Toxic Deluge is going to the board. Frantic Search could be good. Wow, Tolarian Academy and Tinker coming around late. Bazaar of Baghdad. Animate Dead is maybe not making the cut right now, although it is just pretty good. And, like, you can just go, turn 2 him to Torok you, then Animate Dead your thing. Ooh, Bone Shredder is actually a card I'm very excited about playing. I don't like to have too many removal spells that only hit a certain type of creature. Like, if you have this and Shriekmaw, you can just, like, draw them both against black decks, and it just sucks. But we have nothing like that, so that's pretty sweet. Trinket Mage is a card I'd be happy to play if we get a Mox. Ooh. I mean, this pack is insane for us. Liliana would be great. Bribery would be great. Even Bitter Blossom would be pretty good. And then there's Fractured Identity. Fractured Identity is the best card by a lot. We don't have great mana for the splash. We have 2 white sources. I think it's still worth it, though. This card is just that good. I guess Bribery is also incredibly good, but I think Fractured Identity is just like if you have any possible way to play this, you have to do it. Now we can take a Concealed Courtyard, which might come around, but there's nothing else in this pack we want. Yeah, we'll just take this. Baleful Strix. That's a great pickup. Very, very happy to see that. Treasure Cruise is fine. This actually could be a Yawgmoth deck, but we're definitely taking the Strix here. Okay. Brainstorm, Necromancy are fine, but I think we want the Verdant. This grabs Scrubland. It cannot get blue right now. Hopefully we get something that makes it get blue. But yeah, let's definitely take this. A Watery Grave would go a long way here for sure. This deck seems pretty good. We have a few removal spells to deal with aggro decks. We have a lot of value plays against control. A little bit of counter magic against combo. What do we take this Liliana over again? I forget. Ooh, interesting pick here. Karn is pretty good. Chromox is quite good. Shark Typhoon and then Duress. All reasonable options. I kind of want to take Chromox. We have so many 2-mana plays. Arid Mesa also actually helps us. They can grab Scrubland. Savannah does not really help us. Verdant Catacombs can already get white. I think I like taking the Chromox, though. Yeah, this card seems good in this deck. Hopefully the rest comes around, but Chromox is a pretty sweet one. We're going to have to make some cuts here. What is on the chopping block? Definitely not the 1-mana plays. Definitely not the counter magic. Not Suspicious Stowaway. Not Baleful Strix. Oh, yeah, that's what we like to see. Late Ashiok. I would love Brazen Borrower too, but Ashiok is just broken. A lot of black cards in this pack, but we'll take this. No Watery Grave. Dimir Signet, though. I don't think we want that Signet, though. We have so many 2s already. And we don't have, I guess we have some 4s and 5s. But let's take this. This is, going to be the best card in our deck in some matchups. We can have 2 board sweepers against creature decks. Ooh, interesting. Charter Course is okay. I think if we just take Seagram Coach, though. Or Love Signet's also fine. Yeah, let's take the Fixing. So now we have... Oh, there's even another piece of Fixing. Bitter Blossom versus Shattered Sanctum. I think I like taking the Sanctum, actually. Then we'll have one... Well, right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 free white sources. That would give us 6. How good is Bitter Blossom? pretty good in a lot of matchups. I think I'm still taking the land, though. Enabling fractured identity is, like, just the most important thing. Right now, we could just run this with 11 basics. If we need to cut one more card, what would it be? Well, Fatal Push is a good card to have access to. We also have 2 fetches to turn on Revolt. I don't think we're splashing for Banishing Light, just the Fractured, but Banishing Light's a good card to have access to. I think if we need to cut one more card, it might be Animate Dead. Could also cut Ophiomancer. This card is really, really good against some decks and just, like, pretty underwhelming against others. Like, against control decks, it's just, like, 3 power across 2 dudes for 3 mana. It's pretty underwhelming. Ooh, Yawgmoth. Okay. I think I like the Yawgmoth here. What is it good with? It's very good with Sower of Temptation, good with Even Death, good with the Chupacabra, good with Ophiomancer, good with Bone Shredder, good with Woe Strider. Yeah, let's take this. Necromancy, good sideboard card against control, or against Reanimator. Duress Wheel, that's awesome. Yeah, don't need the Savannah. Okay, we're going to need to make some cuts here. Let's move the Animate Dead to the board. We could run 16 lands Chrome Mox. But our fixing isn't really good enough to support that. Nighthawk Scavenger is actually really good in some matchups. I don't think it's starting in the main deck because we have so many other good spells, but not a bad one to have access to. I actually like Even Death Draco Lich. I think I do want to play that. Sower is probably worth it. Definitely like Bone Shredder. All right, let's start with 10 and see how it would look. No planes. So this gives us, let's add one more island. For black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and a half. That's plenty. For blue, we have, this does not get blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not plenty. We need to add another island. And then for white, we have plenty, and we have no planes. So I think we do need to add one more blue source and cut one spell. Maybe it's the Ophiomancer. But it's so good with Yawgmoth. I guess we'll move Duress to the board. It's bad in some matchups. I think we have a decent control matchup already. Could also cut Kitesail Freebooter, but they both hit non-creature, non-land. Actually, I guess, well, it's so much better with Shinobi. But given our curve, I think I will run it like this. It's a really close pick, but I think this is better. So we'll run the deck like this. Pretty sweet. Blue-black, splashing, fractured identity, control deck. See you in round 1. All right, we have our round 1 opponent here. We get to be on the play. Good start. Oh. All right, popping my face up to the top for y'all there. This is an amazing hand. We'll definitely keep it. Yawgmoth is not looking great here, but we have all our colors of mana. We can loot and just discard the Yawgmoth if it's bad, or hopefully draw into things where it is good. Oh. Well, that's just a terrible hand. I mean, obviously it's a little unfortunate that we got no value there, but like, why would you ever keep this hand on the draw? We can't punish it that much, but you just snap lose to anything remotely aggressive. If they play nothing on turn 2, this Suspicious Stowaway flips, there's basically no way we can lose. Actually, that's not true. They have Through the Breach. We need to find Counterspell, but I mean, yeah, you can't really keep a hand that has no plays until turn 4 in Vintage Cube. All right, really hope this gets to flip. Just pass opponent. Nice. So we get to hit them for 2 and draw a card, hopefully. I mean, they might... Oh, did they really top deck? Hopefully they didn't top deck like a Lightning Bolt or something. Let's attack for 2 to start. Nice. Now, if we want to double spell here, it is going to mean that this flips back, but then we can just try and flip it back again. I think it is worth it. We'll start with Duress for sure. Corpse Dance. They have nothing to cheat into play. Probably just taking Through the Breach here. And then I am going to flip this back, which isn't ideal, but it's fine. Oh, Counterspell plus Island was a great draw. We're really hoping they don't draw something they can play. They might just play Pyretic Ritual. But yeah, if we get to oh, they take us off of, okay, so we don't have double blue for counterspell now, but this does flip back. We'll hit them for 2. All right, just island pass. That was one card we didn't know about, so I think their hand is just these 6 still. Fallen Shinobi, interesting. I don't think we actually go for it, though. I think we're just going to hit them for 2 and hold up counterspell. It's close, but, like, this also has a good trigger when it connects. It's possible we just need to be pressuring them as much as possible, but I think that it's pretty good to just, like, I mean, we're hitting them for 2 and drawing 2 cards a turn while holding up counter magic. The onus is on them to do something for sure. And then our plan is basically going to be just, like, hold up counter magic until they make a move, then whatever they do, counter it, and then hit them with Shinobi the following turn. They play Golos. I think we will just counter this. Yeah, they could get like Sheldock Isle or something. I think that's worth doing this. Him to Torok. That's interesting. Is that better than... No, I think it's still best to just hit them with Shinobi. If they're playing through the Breach Corpse Dance, they have some big things. There's really, really high upside. And at the very least, we're hitting them... Like, this is a 2-turn clock. They're at 10, and now 5. Oh, well, that didn't really pay off. We can just him to Torok them still, though, so I guess we'll do that. We don't need this Yawgmoth. Woodfall Primus. They can Corpse Dance that back, but that's just not a combo at all. Corpse Dance exiles it. So, like, you hit us for 5 and destroy a land, which we don't need, and then just die. Also hit the Ritual. Okay, they still don't have double black, so they cannot play Corpse Dance. Or, they can't play Dark Petition. They probably need to do the Corpse Dance on our turn to bring back the Woodfall Primus as a blocker. If they just play it now, this is so bad. Yeah, this just doesn't do anything. So it's good with Through the Breach, because Through the Breach sacrifices it, which means you get to destroy 2 permanents and get a 5/5. But in this situation, it destroys 1 permanent and you don't get a 5/5. So this just doesn't. It's just really bad. This is what I'm talking about, where people are like, oh, like Corpse Dance, Through the Breach stuff that works well with Woodfall Primus, but like you need to. Corpse Dance and Through the Breach are very, very different. This exiles your thing. This sacrifices. You're just dead on board now. All right, so very good performance in game 1. This should be a really good matchup. They're like a sort of fragile combo deck. We have multiple pieces of discard and counter magic to break up their combo, and then we have like a decent, like pretty good pressure for this sort of deck. I think we want to bring in Kitesail Freebooter for sure, and I think Necromancy. We can use this at instant speed to counter Corpse Dance. What do we not want? Bone Shredder. Chupacabra does seem good. Sower seems good. Ophiomancer is probably underwhelming. Also, Woe Strider is not amazing. So these are all the cards that I think I actively want. I mean, Yawgmoth too. These are the cards that I actively want to be playing for sure. So the question is, what are the other 2 to bring in? Probably Animate Dead. Yeah, this is probably good against them. And then I think just Woe Strider. Yeah, let's play that. Okay, pretty good hand. Not phenomenal by any means, but if we draw in a Corpse Dance, or Consecrated Sphinx or something, we can bring that in play on turn 3. And if they like have a discard out, oh, they know about the Animate Dead. That is pretty unfortunate, because this is a card that could really get them. They go like Faithless Looting, discard their Woodfall Primus, trying to bring it back next turn, and then we just reanimate it. Imposition of Kozilek was maybe the best draw in our deck. Okay, they have Strip Mine, so I'm glad we didn't fetch a black-white land there. We'll see if they just fire it off. I am fine if they do. They know we have plenty of land, so that's probably not the right play. Okay, looks like they are going for the strip mine. Sure. I think we want to play Polluted Delta here because we have double blue and double black cards. Although, realistically, we're not going to be getting... yeah, we want to get a black source for this. Almost definitely. I think we will play it, though, still. Because we might want to discard a swamp or an island to the Suspicious Stowaway. We're almost positive we're going to want this Polluted Delta to grab black-white. I'm just going to fetch end of turn because I think Scrubland is a below average draw. Okay, we'll go land, Stowaway. They don't have a spell that we know about. If this gets to just flip again, like you can see, this card just takes over games. They do have a spell though. Show and tell, huh? I mean, it's not good with Golos. They probably, I mean, we know 3 of their cards. I guess their 4th one is something good, probably. I think we just put in Woe Strider. Oh, they're just, okay, that's really bad play. I mean, I don't know what they're getting with Golos. Strip Mine is one of their value lands for sure. Okay, yeah, that's just not a good play. So we can't attack with the Woe Strider, Chupacabra. Oh, we can't play that this turn. But next turn we can hit with that. So let's just... I mean, it depends on what we draw slightly, but our plan is to presumably just flip the Suspicious Stowaway. Their hand is Swamp Through the Breach. They have one more card. They could have been like trying to ramp into Through the Breach, but if they had a Through the Breach target, they probably would have just played it. The best draw would be Counterspell by a lot. Another island is not the best draw. Verdant Catacombs can get a swamp. But I think we only have one more swamp in our deck. I'm just going to discard the Verdant Catacombs. Then play Island Pass. Lava Claw reaches, okay. They just pass. Then we get to go Chupacabra. Ooh. I'm actually just going to play the Chupacabra. We can reanimate their Golos if we want to. And then also Sower is good against some of the things they could cheat into play that would be otherwise problematic. Fractured Identity. Okay, I can't really imagine a way they come back at this point. Faithless Looting. I mean, I guess that's how it starts. No. Shallow Grave, Emrakul shenanigans. Are they just dead? This does flip our Seafang Werewolf back. No, they're not. They're actually not that close to being dead. They're dead in 2 swings, though. We don't... Oh, Woodfall Primus. We can just bring that back. They know we have Animate dead. They might have Exhume or something here, but they don't. All right, so this flips back. We'll just bring back their thing. Blow up this. Actually, we probably should have hit Island, but it really doesn't matter. Like, I don't think we can lose at this point. I think my greatest weakness in Magic is when I'm ridiculously far ahead. If I'm like 99% to win, I just like sort of stop trying. Like I don't really take steps to like get rid of that like tiny 1%. I don't think there's anything they could sneak into play that would win here. Emrakul is fine. Blightsteel's fine. Ulamog is 100% fine. One, two, three, four. All right, good game. Opponent. There's nothing they could have. I don't need to duress. All right, sweet. Very good start. We are up a game, hoping to get that trophy number 5. See you in round 2. All right, we have our round 2 opponent with our sweet blue-black Sword of Esper control deck. We're on the draw, unfortunately, against Neostalgic. Yeah, I guess that's Neostalgic. We rolled a 1, so that's not great. Very good hand, though. Duress into him to Torok will just shred some decks. We don't have double blue, but we have decent mana overall. I'm definitely happy with this hand. Worst case, I mean, like, if they just go, like, turn 1 land Goblin Guide, our hand doesn't line up very well against that. But if we're playing against anything remotely controlling or combo-y or anything like that, then this is just, like, the best start you can ask for. Storm would probably be the best case scenario. Although Storm is almost always the best case scenario because Storm is just not good. Well, not a good draw, but if we're going to draw land, that is the one we want to draw. Oof. Always nice to play against someone who likes the channel. Alright, we will take their Green Sun Zenith, of course, only option. Their hand is okay. Like, they have a lot of creatures that die to removal, but we have no removal in hand. We have a lot of removal in our deck, but we'll see what they do here. We are going to get to take out 2 of their cards with this Hymn to Torok. And Sower of Temptation should be strong against them. So, actually, yeah, this seems like it's lining up pretty well. And that was one of the best things we could have drawn. I don't really know what we want to hit the most here. I mean, Elder Gargaroth we probably don't want to hit. Yeah, because we want to steal that with Sower. Hitting Augur of Autumn is pretty good, I think. They can play Questing Beast and hit us for some damage, but Questing Beast, like, we can take 2 hits from that and be okay. Their deck is not particularly aggressive, probably. I would like to draw a play for next turn. Ashiok would be okay. Bone Shredder would be amazing. Really, any spell would be good. They play their Questing Beast, so their last card is Elder Gargaroth. I think I am just going to kill this, actually, and discard the Swamp. Yeah, I think that's worth it. Now, if they go land Gargaroth, we steal the Gargaroth, and they basically just lose. They play Noble Hierarch. Oh, whoops. I should not have exited out of that Gargaroth. Strix. That's actually pretty close between Strix and Chupacabra. I think we'll save the Chupacabra, though. Yeah, let's save that, actually, definitely. We'll just play the Strix, see what we draw. If we had no other play, I probably would have just wanted to use my mana, but this seems totally fine. Yeah, and we also want them to play the Gargaroth. The fact that they're playing black is a little bit scary. It means that they are much more likely to have a removal spell for the Sower. But even if they do, then we'll just make them use that, and then we can kill the Gargaroth, so it's not that bad. Oh, Thragtusk. Okay, let's actually steal that then. Gargaroth is a better thing to have for us, but we can't really kill this very effectively, and we can steal it effectively, and then we can just kill the Gargaroth with the Chupacabra. So here's the Elder. Night's Whisper. I'm not going to get greedy. Like, if we hit a land, that would be nice, but there's just no need to let them... Like, we wouldn't be able to attack, and then they would get an attack, so let's definitely do this. Hit them for 8. They're dead pretty quickly here. I would love to get Woe Strider down because that insulates us against removal spell and the Sower of Temptation. If they kill this, then in response we can sack the Thragtusk and we get the 3/3. Wall of Roots. Okay, that's a surprisingly bad blocker. I guess it blocks Chupacabra well, but that's it. So let's start with Night's Whisper. Alright, land, swing with everything. Yep, that's the block we expected. Hit them for 8, down to 8. They could also choke block the Thragtusk. I think that would be not the best block, though. The way they win this game is by like drawing a 6-drop or something like that. Yeah, I don't love this block. I mean, I guess their life total is relevant here, but this is sort of the kind of play that's like playing to not lose rather than playing to win. We'll play the Woe Strider, pass turn. And then with them only having 5 mana, I don't really know what they could have here. Our life total's high. We have tons of creatures. All right, there we go. Take down game 1 against green. I think we're pretty good against green decks, especially post-board. We can bring in this, this, and this, which are all just amazing. Sword of Feast and Famine is also an option. What do we not want? I think Duress is not amazing. I like Ophiomancer. Woe Strider is probably not amazing either. This has flying, which is good. Anything that removes or kills, like deals with creatures in some ways good. Liliana's probably not amazing because they're not killing our creatures. And it's more about like interacting than going over the top like that. Suspicious Stowaway is only okay. I guess we already have the right number though. So the question is, do we bring in the sword and cut something else? Could go to land on the draw, but we have so many 4-drops, so I think that's a little bit greedy. Could cut the Draco Lich, but I think this card's good. Yawgmoth gets worse when we cut Woe Strider. But it is good against mana dudes. I think all these 2s look good. We could cut Night's Whisper on the draw, but drawing towards removal spells and board sweepers is really good. I think we'll cut Yawgmoth on the draw. We brought in a couple board sweepers. It's pretty expensive. Actually, no. I think Sword is just worse. Yeah, let's just run like this. Sword is good, but like we need to have a creature, we need to have a lot of mana, and they need to have cards in hand for it to be good. On the play, it could become a little bit better. We'll also see a little bit more of their deck, but I think this is the way to do it. Okay, good hand. I think we're just going to go for the turn 1 Suspicious Stowaway, pitching the Draco Lich. This card's sweet, but I think this is a spot where it will be getting moxed. If they somehow don't have a spell on turn 2, that would be amazing. We could also just not play spell on turn 2 and flip our Suspicious Stowaway. That would mean we don't get to do anything. We don't get to flip it for our attack on turn 2, but on turn 3 we would. Derogatory Speaker is scary. Oof. Really don't like drawing a land there when we only have 2 spells, but we can loot them away. So our plan is probably to play no spells. If we draw something like Ashiok, yes, I will play it. But the best thing would be to just draw counter magic or like counterspell or miscalculation, and then just pass, holding up mana, and let our Suspicious Stowaway flip. And then we could counter their thing, hit them with Suspicious Stowaway, and draw a card, then play Chupacabra, and Suspicious Stowaway is still flipped. This is definitely going to be killing their or not definitely, but almost definitely killing their Derogatory Speaker. Okay, that's fine. They are going to have, what, 6 mana on turn 3, though? That's a little scary. Interesting draw. We could kill their Tree Speaker to take them off of 2 mana, but I think I want to flip the Suspicious Stowaway. We could get punished for this, but most things they would play here we can deal with effectively. I guess, maybe given that we drew that, we want to play Night's Whisper plus Bone Shards. Actually, I think we probably should do that. Yeah, let's do that. So Night's Whisper. I would love to draw a bunch of lands we don't need. Okay, perfect. Then Bone Shards, cast by discarding a card to kill this. We'll discard one of these islands. So now instead of having 6 mana, they'll have 4 mana. Obviously, much better for us. There's a chance they won't be able to make a play this turn. Oh, they can. Unfortunate. Oracle will die. Okay, that's something we will probably want to Chupacabra. Ha! They have a land on top that's not a land. That's funny. Let's fetch, scrub land, and then kill their Oracle. It is sad that this Suspicious Stowaway still hasn't flipped. Actually, ooh. We should have attacked first. I can't really think of anything we could draw that would change this, but maybe there's something I'm not thinking of. Ooh, that is actually... No, I still want to kill the Oracle. Yeah, I don't want to let them untap. Oh, that's not what we're casting. I don't want to let them untap with Oracle and just like hit land off the top. We know they're missing their land drop here. They're going to play a 5-drop, probably. Elder Gargaroth, it would be annoying. I hope it's Thragtusk. Oh, they had land in hand that they just didn't play last turn. That's sort of weird. Thragtusk. Okay, that's fine. Let's hit them for 1. Good draw. Discard Swamp, play land, and pass. We have 5 mana, so we can't play Consecrated Sphinx off the top, but we can play anything else in our deck, including Fractured Identity. Hmm. Well, we can't miscalc that. The question is, do we want to, like, how much damage are we willing to take before we sweep their board? I think I'm just going to chump block this here. I don't love this play, but, like, I think we're going to be doing that next turn almost for sure. And we can't block Questing Beast. We also can't attack into Questing Beast. I'm not going to cycle miscalc, though. Sower of Temptation. Good draw. I'm still not going to play that this turn. I think I'm going to save that till, well, actually, maybe we just take their Thragtusk here. If we draw blue source, then definitely. Him to Torok. I think I'm going to Sower to steal the Thragtusk. And then we might just sweep the board next turn and we get the 3-3. But it depends on what they do. If they like play a creature, we could sweep the board. But they just hit us for 4 and pass, and that's not a problem. Just pass. They do have a play. Elder Gargaroth, okay. Counterspell, good draw. So we'll swing for 2. I really wanted an untapped land. If we could go board sweeper with counter magic backup, I think we'd win. We're going to wait one more turn before sweeping the board. Play him to Torok. That's really good to get rid of, actually. We couldn't counter that with our miscalc or our counterspell. Then if they attack with both, I think we'll just double block the Gargaroth. I guess they do get to draw a card off the Gargaroth, which is a little bit annoying. The thing is, once we don't have much going after we sweep the board. Like, we have a counterspell for their next play, and we have a lot of live top decks. But that's why, like, we're not in a spot. Like, if we had a really good spell in hand, like if we had Teferi in hand, oh, geez. Well, yeah, we'll counter this for sure. That's really scary. If we had, like, Ashiok or something like that in hand, we could just sweep their board and then know we have a way to win afterwards. But that's not the case right now. They should definitely attack with both. Now, I hope they make a 3-3. They don't know we're going to be sweeping the board. Okay. Let's block like this. So we take 5, go to 4. We are dead to a Questing Beast hit now. We could try and be greedy and wait one more turn and chump block with a Beast, but that is risky. Ooh. I think we just hit them with the Shinobi here. If they drop like a removal spell and we totally brick on the Shinobi, we will die. And the removal spell is something we cannot hit with the Shinobi or with Miscalc. Do we want? No, our double blue card is gone and our double black card is gone, so we should be fine doing this. Give me something good. That is terrible. Actually, yeah, that's really horrendous. Ignoble Hierarch can't block. We can't, and then Green Suns does nothing for us. So that was like basically just a brick. I would much rather draw a card than hit those things. Suspicious Stowaway doesn't block Questing Beast, so there's no point in playing that. We're just going to pass with Miscalc up. And there's some things we die to, but not that many. Especially with them not having double blue. That means that like Treachery or something like that isn't an out. Vraska. That kills us. That sucks. Jeez. Yeah. All right. We die. There's nothing we can draw off this miscalc. Yeah. Well, I really thought we were going to win that game. We were so far ahead. We didn't have any live draws coming up either. I mean, I guess we could have swept their board, but then we probably just died to the Vraska. Yeah, that was a very frustrating one to lose for sure. I think Nighthawk Scavenger is actually pretty good here. That's probably a card we should be playing. Questing Beast is very good against our deck. Like, almost none of our creatures block it effectively. Let's cut the Yawgmoth. Yeah, we'll run like this. On the play. Decent hand. We don't have double blue for counterspell on turn 2. I think I'm just going to play Island in case we draw blue. We don't have a fetch land, so there's no, like, life considerations for playing the Verdant, really. Actually, this hand's great. 2 board sweepers, a counterspell, and a card draw spell is, like, exactly what you want against these decks. Seagram Coast, alright, we'll play that. So we have counter magic available. We'll counter an Oko for sure, but a creature will let resolve. Okay, this is exactly what we want. We just want to play Drago and get to play our Fact or Fiction. Ooh, that actually will counter. That is annoying. That can draw them, like, at least 3 cards, probably more. Okay, I don't think I'm interested in playing Toxic Deluge just to kill this Ignoble Hierarch. Even though we do have 2 board sweepers, that just, like, isn't necessary. They also should have played Sylvan Library before attacking. Days or Mana Tide, they're cards we could have had there. Although I guess at the same time, like, maybe we have a removal spell and kill the Hierarch and then we don't have counter magic available. Alright, that's annoying because that's a ramp spell that we cannot kill with Toxic Deluge. But it's also, like, I mean, it would have been way worse if they played something we needed to, like, if they played Vraska or something, that would be much worse. That would be something that demands an answer that doesn't die to our stuff in hand. Okay, we could sweep their board here, but I think given that we have, like, I would have swept this board last turn, but given that we have Fact or Fiction this turn and another board sweeper, I think we do just pass. We get punished if they play, like, Nissa Who Shakes the World. Although we have Fractured Identity for that. So, honestly, yeah, I think it's just definitely correct to play the FOF here. Grab a black-white land. We'll have double black, double blue, and double white. Tavlar's Huntmaster. That is pretty bad against our board sweeper. So, just fire off this Fact or Fiction. I think I'm going to play this one because 6 life is probably more than we'll need to pay on average. Pretty nice value if we get to dump the Draco Lich into the graveyard. They'll think that the Ravenous Chupacabra is, like, really, really important. Like, that's not a bad play. That is what is true from their information set. So we might be able to, like, take the other, like, get a lot of stuff out of the other pile. And we also really want the lands, which they don't know, but this hand has a lot of great spells, including card draw, so just hitting land drops is really important. If they did lands and spells, I probably would take spells, but that would be, like, not a reasonable split here. Given our hand, it would be the best split, but given their information, that's not going to happen. Okay, this is a pretty good split. It's actually close. I'm not 100% sure what I want, but I think the Ashiok is worth it. Okay, this split is strange. I'll definitely take this pile. I mean, that sort of has all the cards we wanted. We definitely wanted the lands, and then it gives us another removal spell, which is good. Ooh, okay, now we could play Deluge plus Strix. I think that's worth it. Although going down to 11 is bad against Questing Beast. But it's more mana efficient, and we have a lot of cards to play. I think I'm going to do that. So Toxic Deluge. Pay 6 life. Also, we're at, like, 17. If we were at, like, 12, this would be a lot riskier. We had this Even Death Draco Lich ready to go at some point. Scavenging Ooze. Well, alright, we no longer have Draco Lich ready to go, but that's fine. We can Chupacabra this, but I think I'd rather just play Consecrated Sphinx and then try and trade these off. So we'll go Island, Sphinx, and this should close out the game pretty quickly. They can grow their Ooze 1, 2, 3, 4 times, so it would be a 7/7. But we have the Strix to block it. If they kill the Strix and hit for 7, then our life total is low enough that I'm actually sort of worried. But they would need to, that can't really happen. They need to, like, invest a lot of green mana to grow their Ooze. We get to draw 2. Night's Whisper is the worst card we could have drawn, probably. I mean, yeah, land Night's Whisper is sort of just a brick, but Consecrated Sphinx is still just getting us closer to our good cards, even though that is not our good cards. Okay, so they can kill the Strix if they want. That doesn't really do much. We could take their Vraska. Oh, no. Now that we drew that, we should be able to lock it up. Let's go. Chupacabra, kill your Scoos. Nighthawk Scavenger, so now we have a really fast clock plus a source of life gain. I guess it's only a 3-3 right now, but it's about to become a 4-3. We're also still getting to draw 2 cards on their turn. Okay, Bone Charge him should definitely close it out if it wasn't closed out already. We have 10 power, so we can't quite kill them in 2 turns, but we can get close. Questing Beast just trades with Nighthawk Scavenger. Oracle of Moldiah gets them a little bit of value, but not the kind of value that they need here. I guess it does ramp them, so if they have like Crater Hoof or something, that could be a thing. But we're going to take their hand out, and then they're drawing land, so that should just end it. Hymn to Torok. And we'll just kill this. Discarding a card. We know they're drawing a brick. Night's Whisper. Swing with everything. And then we can't kill them this turn, but we know they're drawing a brick, and we're going to get to put them down to 3. We also just still are drawing 2 cards a turn, or 3 cards a turn. Okay, I think the only thing they could oh, that just wins. They could have won with Emrakul, but now we have exactly lethal. Sweet. And we even get to return the Ravenous Chupacabra, so if somehow we ever needed to, we could get even more value. Exactly lethal. This is a really awesome opponent. I like playing against this person a lot. And your deck looks pretty sweet. I mean, like, mono green splashing for Planeswalkers is like a really great place to be. And Scavenging Ooze is a good sideboard card too. I don't know if they're main decking this or not. It's okay in the main deck, but very good out of the sideboard. I think that is good against our deck. But we're able to take down round 2. We're undefeated and going into the finals. Let's get trophy number 5. All right, we have our opponent for the finals. Really hoping to win the die roll, and we do. We rolled a 6 and they rolled a 1. Good match. I think we've secured the trophy. Oh, well, that's not great. Oh, and this hand's terrible too. This hand is so bad. I think we keep it before going to 5, but it's really not what I wanted to see. Play Polluted Delta, so we have the option of going Counterspell on turn 2. Yeah, a bad hand against them keeping 7 is not a great start. Preordain, okay. Is an island an above or below average draw here? I think below average. We do need to count for a Counterspell, but this doesn't seem like a matchup where we need Counterspell available immediately. All right, so untap. That was like the worst draw in our deck. Very frustrating. All right, well, we'll pass. We got a 6-lander and then a 5-lander, and then just drew land. Ooh, Urza Saga. That's a little scary, but I guess Saga's actually... Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, all right. We're going to game 2 here. Almost definitely. I mean, it's possible we could still win, but Saga, Soul Ring... I mean, Ophiomancer is good against Saga tokens. They can't really attack very effectively into Ophiomancer. But they just, like, we're doing nothing. We have nothing going. Like, we don't have a proactive plan in the slightest. We can't even play our 1 interactive spell. Which one of these is better to play first? I think Woe Strider, because it gives us the option to scry 1 if we need to. Like, if we're in a situation where we really think we want to have access to counter magic. I guess they're probably just going to be using Saga the next 2 turns. Jeez, their deck looks ridiculously good. Perfect. Another double blue card. Not going to trade Ophiomancer here. Let's just... Or not going to trade Woe Strider for Construct when we have Ophiomancer in hand. All right, they might just have the Soul Ring to get with the Urza Saga. If they have like a Relic of Progenitus or something, that's a little bit annoying. The problem is that they have 6 cards in hand. Like, the board is fine. We have that somewhat under control. But they're... Oh, Black Lotus and Soul Ring and Urza's Saga. Okay. Well, sometimes your opponent just has it all. That is frustrating because we're fighting for the trophy, but I don't think we can really beat this. We'll see. They have Mox, Black Lotus, and Soul Ring. This is such a good deck for Urza Saga. Jeez. They still don't have any attacks, though. They only have 4 cards. Maybe they just flood. That's really our out this game. No, they're just going to Mind Twist our hand, probably. Jeez. I don't really know what we could beat here. I mean, maybe they play something that we can steal with Sower. We can scry a bunch. Oh, huh. Actually, that's really bad. That's a disaster. Because now these constructs are just going to kill us. We don't have a board sweeper. Liliana is decent, actually. Because we can bring back Ophiomancer. Yeah, I'm actually just going to keep that on top. We're taking 4 this turn, so our life total isn't under that much pressure. If they have another play, we're in really bad shape. Jeez. All right, well, Liliana for Ophiomancer. Their deck is just really, really broken, though. It's, like, much, much better than ours. We just need them to have a bad draw, basically. Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. We'll see how they attack here. Everything at us. Interesting. All right, let's just block one of these, take 10. Then we'll get another snake and make a 2-2. If we draw blue source, actually, they have no cards. If we draw blue source, we're actually winning this game. We're ahead. Blue source, come on. Deck, give me the blue source. Give me the blue source. Yes. Okay. We could Sower to steal the Cold off the Forge Master and give them 1 turn. I think I'm going to do that. If they top deck something huge this turn, we will die. But this means that they can't sack any things. We get to hit them for 2. And now we're really ahead if they break for 1 turn. Because we have a pretty fast clock, actually. And we have Counterspell for their next play. This is the key turn, though. They need to top deck something this turn. And they have infinite mana, so anything they draw that's a spell they can cast. Uh-oh. Come on. Are you serious? They had 1 draw and they just top decked Walking Ballista for lethal. Oh, Dark Petition. Well, yeah, that still wins. Ah, that sucks. I mean, we could have maybe won by just holding up Counterspell. The problem is there's a lot of things we just die to if they can just, Upheaval. Okay, that actually doesn't do that. Well, they can play turn 1, Cold out the Forge Master. And that will kill us in 2 swings. So it just comes down to whether or not we can top deck Chrome Mox. Oh, wait, no, they can't kill us. They can't play Cold out the Forge Master this turn. Okay, good. We still don't have Counterspell for next turn, though. We need Chrome Mox off the top. Come on. Even Death Draco Lich. That is not what I requested. All right. Island, go to discard. Pitch Swamp, Draco Lich. So they play their thing here. If they have a big artifact to put in play, they could probably just win with that. We'll go Island, pass. Hold up Counterspell for this turn. The next turn we can play Ophiomancer. So if their plan is just to beat down for 3 a couple turns, that's a fine. We can beat that. But if they have like a Sundering Titan here, we're going to die. Okay, this is what we wanted. I mean, swinging for 3 is good for us. We're dead to Counterspell. We're not dead to Removal Spell. Imperial Seal. Okay, that should probably win. Oh, what? Oh my gosh. I think that would have been worth countering there. I just clicked through it. I did that with a trophy on the line. That really sucks. All right, we'll play Ophiomancer and pass. We'll see what they have on top. Walking Ballista would win. Collective Brutality would win. I mean, they could just they got whatever they want, so they should be able to win here. I really wish we had held up or counterspelled the Imperial Seal. Huh. Okay, I mean, that probably wins. It doesn't, like, we're not dead on board, but they're just way ahead on mana now. Their deck is broken. So they pass. Let's start with a Strix. Ashiok is a good draw, actually. We're just going to pass holding at Miscalculation and cycle at end of turn almost definitely. Sort of annoying that we don't have more lands. Oh, they do have an artifact to get here. Okay, we'll see what they're searching for. Bolus's Citadel. Okay. We actually can beat that, potentially. Their life total is not that high. Yeah, I think we win if we counterspell the... Well, if we counterspell the Imperial Seal, they could still just top deck Upheaval, but we would have been in pretty good shape. And I just clicked through it, which is very frustrating. All right, they're down to 5. They could get Upheaval again. I really wish we had Artifact Destruction. We don't really have any of that. Do any of these cards seem good? Not particularly. I guess Kitesail Freebooter is good. Lion's Eye Diamond. Jeez, they're really going deep. This definitely looks like another Upheaval. They could also flashback Echo of Eons. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they get 2 permanents into play, they can just use this ability to kill us. Alright, we're just going to miscalc this. They have infinite mana, so I can't really imagine this actually doing anything. They play Force of Will. Oh, wait. Yeah, Force of Will, pitching mana drain. Okay. Fractured Identity is good. I mean, they would need to brick so hard here, but it is possible. Okay, one more card, one more permanent, and they win. So many draw 7s. Jeez. This is a bad hand. Much worse than our last one. One more permanent and we die. Wait. Oh my gosh. Their deck is so... I think that was the Mox we already saw. Okay, now we die to the Bolus of Citadel. Good game. Crazy game. We could have maybe won if we had counterspelled that Imperial Seal. So that is quite a blunder. I think it was correct. I mean, the turn before they top decked... What did they top deck, actually? Yeah, they kill us there. We decided to play Sower of Temptation rather than hold up counterspell, and they drew something good. I forget exactly what they drew, but all right. So lose game 1. Obviously not the way we wanted to start the finals. Let's bring in Kitesail Freebooter. I don't think we want board sweepers against them. Sword of Feast and Famine is not very good against draw 7s. Bone Shredder, most of their creatures are artifacts, so that seems bad. Their deck is ridiculous. I don't love Woe Strider. Fatal Push is not great, but okay against Urza's Saga. I think I'm just going to run it back. Urza's Saga, if we don't have Ophiomancer, is going to be a really big problem. Oh, wait. Well, Yawgmoth is maybe not good. Although it is a card draw engine. Okay, we'll keep this. Turn 2 Counterspell. It's not broken by any means. And their best draws will beat this hand, but if they're really all in on like a early Time Twister or something, then we could get there with this. Oh, they're on a mull to 5 too. Okay, so if they're mulliganing low and they have multiple draw 7s, that's the thing they're looking for. So we're going to really want to aggressively hold up Counterspell. Okay, really happy to see Preordain and not Soul Ring. They could still just go Black Lotus Time Twister. 2 on the bottom. Okay, I'm going to risk taking... Actually, yeah, we can't win by just never playing any spells. We got to play the Nice Whisper there. They could just go Soul Ring Time Twister, and then we get sort of destroyed. But it looks like they don't have it. Okay, great draw. Maybe the best draw in our deck. Let's Inquisition them. Huh. Okay, we'll let that resolve since we have a counterspell for whatever they get. This is not generally a card that's very good when you're on a mulligan already, though. Mana Drain. All right. We'll pass. Their hand is terrible. I'm not going to cycle Miscalculation this turn. Oh, really good draw. Do we jam this? I think so. We're going to need to fight through that eventually. If we had multiple... Oh, ha. They have 6. All right, that's great news for us. So we're a little constrained on blue mana since we need to have Counterspell available. So the island is a pretty high priority here. I would definitely take the top pile if this... Yeah, this seems great. Grab these. Then go island... Strix. I would love for them to mana drain this. Okay, we're not gonna counter back. We're just gonna counter whatever they play off of the mana drain mana. And if they don't play anything off the mana drain mana, then we have 7 cards and they have 3. So like that's a game we win. They could have Force of Will, but they would need to have exactly Force of Will and blue card if they want to go for upheaval here. And if they want to like Force of Will to force through Cold Death of Forge Master, that's just terrible. All right, let's just Miscalculation this. Okay, now, do we want to hold up Counterspell this turn? We could play Consecrated Sphinx. Then we don't have Counterspell available for 1 turn. If they can play Upheaval, that would be bad. But the only way they can do that, we know these 2 cards. So they need to have either Black Lotus or Land Mox as the other 2 cards. The thing is, I just don't think there's any rush. I really wish we had like a Kitesail Freebooter in our graveyard that we could get back with a Liliana. Oh, this is actually really close. They have so much broken mana, and if they do play Upheaval, we don't have any form of acceleration. Like, we would just die. So it really comes down to, like, if we can... I guess we just wait. Yeah, it's got to be correct to wait. I just don't even care about anything in their deck other than Upheaval at this point. We can deal with creatures. We can deal with Planeswalkers. Let's just pass, and then next turn we can play Liliana with Counterspell backup. If they play Cold Death of Forge Master, I'm just going to let it resolve. For sure. That's not a close decision. Hymn to Torok, good draw. Let's play that. And then I think just pass. Because the thing, I don't want them to be able to play Time Twister. That's the other card that I'm afraid of them hitting. But at a certain point, we need to do something. We can't be too passive. Okay, we're going to give them 1 turn where they can draw Time Walk, or Time Twister. Even if they draw Time Twister, we're ahead. We have more lands, we get the first turn with a bunch of mana, and we have a Planeswalker on the board. And then anything other than Time Twister here just doesn't do anything. Land that diamond, sure. So land would be the best draw, so we can go Consecrated Sphinx. Fallen Shinobi is also a good draw. I'm going to still bring back the Baleful Strix, though, in case we hit a land. I think I actually am going to do that just to speed up our clock and make sure that they don't have too many artifacts in play. Next turn we can Shinobi this Baleful Strix and that should win. Worst never... Okay, yeah, there we go. So we win game 2. All comes down to game 3 of the finals for the trophy. Do we want to make any changes? Hold out the Forge Master. I mean, we could bring in a board sweeper on the draw. Good against Forge Master and good against Urza's Saga. We don't have any answers to Bolus's Citadel other than just pressuring their life total a lot. I think we can cut Yawgmoth. Which one of these board sweepers is better? I think the cheaper one is better, especially against a deck that's playing Upheaval. We are paying a decent amount of life, but they're not pressuring our life total that much. Do we want to cut like Liliana for another board sweeper? Or do we want to bring an Animate Dead? I don't think so. Could bring a Nighthawk Scavenger. Actually, yeah, let's bring a Nighthawk Scavenger over Liliana on the draw. Just like lower our curve a little bit, and this pressures their life total, which is important. We want to be able to close out the game quickly. Oof. No blue mana and 4 blue cards. I think we need to ship this. Okay, this hand is much better. We'll keep it. I think put back Basic Swamp. It's Basic Swamp or Bone Shards, but I think I like having the shards. Yeah, we'll put back Basic Swamp. This hand is very soft to Urza Saga, so we need to hope they don't have that. That's bad, of course. Hopefully they just have a hand of all mana, and we can take like their one good card. Ooh, Duress or Inquisition here. I think I'm gonna play Inquisition first. Duress can hit Echo of Eons, but like they haven't played that many 5 drops that we would care about a lot here. So let's go Inquisition first. Okay, so we'll take Dark Ritual. They don't have double black if we take the Ritual. So we can tear apart their hand, but the problem is they have a huge mana advantage, so anything they top deck is good, and we have no pressure. Plateau pass. Oh wait, they do have double black. They can just play Dark Petition, but we can duress almost anything they Dark Petition for. Oh wait, no, they don't have double black. That's my final answer. I was like, oh, I forgot about the Signet, but then none of their lands make black. Imperial Seal for something. Okay. Probably just getting like a Time Twister here, so I think we're just going to duress their Lion's Eye Diamond. The fact that we have no mana acceleration and their deck is like just all mana acceleration is a little rough. Oh, they play the Lion's Eye Diamond. That's a good play. So they're just going to play their Time Twister now, and there's nothing we can do about it. Let's get an island into play and then take their Dark Petition just because there's no reason not to. But they're pretty much actually, there's a chance they just got a swamp. It's possible they just got a black source and they want to just like play their Dark Petition next turn and then float mana in response. But I think they got Time Twister. Okay. Land, Kitesail Freebooter. Huh. All right. I mean, yeah, they were banking on that Dark Petition. Now they're top decking, and they actually only have 5 mana, so they can't even play Upheaval or Echo of Eons or anything like that. And then we can Fractured Identity to steal their Soul Ring in 2 turns if we draw a land, which we do. We still aren't pressuring them very much at all, but if we get to the point where they don't have mana, their deck isn't really scary anymore. They have a lot of bad top decks, like Bolus's Citadel, Artifact mana. Oh, geez. Okay, what is this getting? Just Time Twister. So we weren't able to fire off the Fractured Identity in time. They can't. Oh, Echo of Eons is good with Lion's Eye Diamond. Okay, yeah, that does work. Unfortunate. So we both draw a new hand. They have a mana advantage. It's sort of even. It just comes down to whoever top decks better here. We draw a pretty good hand, though. That's good. Like, we can't really beat Upheaval, but we can beat any permanents, and then we can get Ashiok down, which seems pretty good against their decks since they're on win conditions. I wish we drew a counterspell, of course. Charted Course, okay. They only have 4 mana. Of course, they have Black Lotus in their deck, so at any point they could just explode. Baleful Strix, that's fine. Oh, wait, no. Black Lotus is under our Kite Sail Freebooter. That's good. Imperial Seal. Don't love that. That's probably getting Upheaval. All right, let's crack this for blue, since an island would be a bad draw here. Counterspell is what we're looking for, of course. Okay, let's play this. Oh, wait, this is awesome. This is so good. A miscalculation was a good draw, but we're still not playing that this turn. We get to Ashiok to hit whatever they put on top, which not only is just like good value, but it might make them lower on win conditions. Yeah, they got Upheaval. Upheaval's gone. With Upheaval gone, this game is completely different. They could still play a draw 7 and then do some scary things, and Urza Saga will make big constructs, but with Upheaval out of their deck, and Echo of Eons, they're way less intimidating. And they still only have 3 lands in play. Miscalculation is live here, so we're going to start holding that up as soon as we can. But this turn we needed to... I guess we could have... No, I think we drew the Strix off of the... Or drew the Miscalc off the Strix. Big turn here. Hopefully they can't kill our Ashiok, because that will kill them pretty quickly. Dark Petition. They do have Spell Mastery. But they only have a few mana. I mean, they might play Time Twister, but that just doesn't do that much. Our hand is decent, but it's not, like, amazing. And if they play Time Twister with little mana available, we have a good chance of drawing into Duress, Inquisition of Kozilek, something like that. Oh, they could just hardcast Bolas' Citadel. Okay, that's their plan. Fair enough. Dak Faden can steal our Baleful Strix. That's fine, though. Definitely not blocking. Fallen Shinobi. Good draw. We cannot hit them yet. Actually, we could hit them. So plus here. Yeah, actually, I think that's worth it. Let's kill our own Strix here. Discard a card. I'm going to let them untap with Dak, which is, like, it just mills them through their deck. Bolas' Citadel can hit us for 10, but we just want to stay above 10 life then. So we'll attack them. They're going to get back their Black Lotus, but I think that's okay. Also, if we hit a Mox or something, we can just replay the freebooter. All right, that was pretty bad. All right, so we'll see what they can do here. They're also at 7. I didn't even realize how low they were. I guess they paid some life for Bolas' Citadel. They won the flip, unfortunately. Time Twister's gone. They loot down to 8 cards in library. Still no Urza Saga. Preordain, okay. They probably should have held off on playing their land until after playing their Preordain. In case... Oh, I guess they probably played land off the top with Bolas' Citadel. That makes sense. They scry 2 cards at the bottom. We're still at 18. Hold out the Forge Master. We can steal that with Sower of Temptation. There's the Black Lotus, but I think it's fine, honestly. 6 mana, Consecrated Sphinx. They have 6 cards in library. That's really not the game they want to be playing here. We draw our own Consecrated Sphinx. So it's plus Ashiok for sure. There's the Urza Saga. Let's take a look at their hand. There we go, baby. Got the trophy. Love to see it. This was our blue-black trophy deck, and it was just awesome. It was a beauty. We had a lot of very good interaction. 2 discard spells, 2 counter spells, a lot of ways to deal with creatures and planeswalkers. A fairly quick clock for this sort of deck. I mean, Fallen Shinobi, Draco Lich, like these cards all close the game out pretty quickly. Ashiok was, of course, amazing. Suspicious Stowaway overperformed, I would say. This card was quite strong. It just drew us a bunch of cards, helped us to filter through our deck. Factor Fiction was, of course, good. This was just a really, really sweet deck. I really like these sorts of blue-based control decks, or blue-black-based control decks, I guess, in this case, that are interactive in multiple different facets and just present you a lot of interesting decisions. And it feels good to get the trophy. We're at the top of the leaderboard now, or tied. A few people have 5, but that's going well. If you also want to be at the top of the leaderboard, you should definitely check out the link in the description again for the course. I think it's a really awesome opportunity for all y'all. So check that out and sign up if that's something you want to do. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.